Kourion, one of the most interesting archaeological sites on the southern coast of the Mediterranean island of Cyprus. It's an ancient ruined city of immense dimensions. Our tour begins where the House of the Achill once stood. Today only flooring and some of its remaining walls indicate its former size. A huge roof covers the large area and protects the mosaics and walls from the elements. This was once the villa of a wealthy Roman. Following a devastating earthquake in 365 AD, it was built above a former palace. Many of the building's mosaics were influenced by Christianity that began to be established here at the beginning of the 3rd century AD. The mosaics feature animals and plants, and also crosses as symbols of faith. Tourists from all over the world visit the impressive ruins of this ancient city that is spectacularly located on a cliff 70 meters above the sea. The Roman villa contained 35 rooms, a spa area, and floor heating created by hot air. The floors were covered with decorative mosaics. The ruins date back to the late Roman period, the first 6 centuries AD. However, this place had already been inhabited at the beginning of the 1st century BC. Then a city kingdom originated with an Apollo sanctuary. The city's well-preserved and restored theatre was once a Hellenistic complex and was transformed during the Roman period. It featured 3,500 seats and a splendid view across the beach, the Akrotiri Peninsula and the sea. Each performance must have been a wonderful adventure. Roman as well as classic Greek comedies and tragedies were performed here by well-educated actors. Following the earthquake, the area also featured a large stone building, but today it lies in ruins. This place has been settled since the late Neolithic and Bronze Age. Assyrians and Persians also inhabited the city. Under Alexander the Great, its inhabitants became rich and remained so during the time of the Roman Empire. Although various earthquakes created havoc here, in Byzantine times, Kourion became an important bishop's seat. The remains of a once monumental Christian basilica demonstrate the early times of Christianity that became a state religion in 381 AD. The new churches had to keep up with the temples of the old deities to make it easier for the people to change from heathen to Christian belief. The Baptistry, with the baptismal font, is still recognizable. The early Christians were baptized by way of the immersion of their entire body. The persecution of the first Christians brought the inhabitants much despair and humiliation. Opposite the basilica are the ruins of the Acropolis, the city centre of ancient Kourion. A colonnade leads to the Forum Romano. The central square was once framed by market stalls and by a portico whose column stumps are still recognizable today. Northwards, a public bath complex was excavated, the floor heating system of which is impressive even now. In 1873, Consul de Cesnola explored various sections of the main complex and believed that he had discovered the famous treasure of Kourion. In the middle of the 20th century, the spectacular Roman ruins were excavated by American archaeologists. Among the ruins, an early Christian building that features a well-preserved mosaic floor, its beauty defying the ravages of time. The House of the Gladiators, a large private Patrician building, named after the fascinating battle scenes on the floor. And the House of The Achill, a residence whose floor mosaics feature various geometrical patterns and ancient heroes dressed in female attire. Outside the former city wall is the stadium. The remains of its stone tribunes line the 217-metre-long arena. The Apollo Halates sanctuary is situated nearby. Apollo was not only the god of beauty and light, but also the protector of wild animals. Through the Kourion gate, we enter a sacred district on the east side. This is the location of various pilgrimage hostels and homes of priests, as well as some small shops. The plastered procession path leads to a partly restored temple that dates back to Roman times. Here once stood a circular altar upon which animals were sacrificed, the sanctuary's primeval cell. Alas, in the 7th century, Arab invasion caused Kourion's eventual downfall.